Let's talk about transfer deadline day. It's been just over 24 hours since my last video. As you know, with Fulham, the news moves thick and fast. I couldn't resist making another video to talk about the new exciting news that's been breaking throughout the day and the developments on the stories I discussed yesterday. So if you haven't seen that video yet, check it out here before watching this one. So let's dive straight in with the latest updates. So first of all, a new name on the scene for incomings. It appears that Kenny Tete's injury sustained against Hull City was worse than originally feared. He has now got a long-term hamstring injury, which originally was thought to have him out for a week. It's now going to be a lot longer, sadly. And whilst Doy has proved a capable replacement, Marco Silva has a very clear idea on the type of right back he wants to be bombing up the wings. And with that in mind, we are in deadline day talks to sign Newcastle United defender Emil Kraft. It's been revealed by the Football Insider. The 27-year-old Swedish right back has made 32 international appearances, and he even starred in Newcastle's first Premier League outing of the season. Jacob Murphy has established himself as Steve Bruce's first choice right back, so we may be able to pinch him out on loan for the season. Now, developments on the story yesterday about Frank Zambo Anguissa heading over to Napoli. That deal is pretty much done now. He's looking to go out on loan for the season with an option to buy of 15 million euros. Now that 15 million price tag is much better than the 10 million that was reported yesterday. What concerns me is the option to buy. If we get 15 million for him, great. If we end up loaning him out and they choose not to buy him, we'll have a player back that doesn't want to play for us with 1 year left on his contract. Not ideal, but he's a talented player, so hopefully they will see that through and we'd make a good bit of money from him. Frankly, he didn't want to play for us anyway, so I'm glad to see the back of him now. Oh, and another scary bit of news I wish I never heard. Wolves are now in the chase to sign our beloved centre-back Tosin Adebayor. After a deal with Lille's Sven Botman had fallen through, Wolves now have their eyes fixed on Tosin. The good news is that his £10 million release clause has expired, which would have been the ideal time for Wolves to swoop in. So if he does go, we can hopefully sell him for a good figure. And that's of course if he wants to go, because he's been playing every game since the start of the season. So hopefully he's looking to stay and this won't be a problem. My main concern is when I look at the body language of certain players. Like, you look at Zambo walking on the pitch before the Stoke game the other day, he looked completely disinterested in what was going on. And I've been looking at Tosin a lot, and I haven't been seeing his usual passion and enthusiasm. That's what has me slightly concerned. At least with Anthony Robertson, he's talking about how excited he is for the season in, match day interviews, the ambition of the club. He looks like he's set to stay. Tosin, I feel like we've been a bit quiet. There is a small part of me that's a little bit worried there, but hopefully nothing will come to fruition. Now with Zambo out of the picture and some more space for wages and income, it looks like Fulham have made a third bid to sign Matt Grimes after they rejected our initial 2.5 million bid. Swansea are looking for something closer to the 4 million mark. Hopefully we can meet somewhere in the middle and get a good deal out of this for the Swansea captain. Incomings again. So with that Tete injury, we are now in talks with Diabasio Zuvic. The 23-year-old Hertha Berlin right back is a Dutch international and could prove to be a really good option for us. He's played 3 games for Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga already this season, so that looks like another solid option for us at the back. Which is interesting when we have Christie and Sessegnon as backups to Doy. Clearly Silva knows what he wants, and Cyrus is looking like he's heading off to Bologna, who are the 4 runners in the race for his signature on a free transfer. And just a silly rumour for you that you may have heard floating around, but we don't leave anything up to chance with Fulham. So 6 days ago it was reported that Fulham were eyeing up Manchester United defender Phil Jones. And whilst that sounds like an exciting prospect, speak to any Manchester United fan and you might change your mind otherwise. However, this is the Championship. I don't want to pass any judgment on. Any sort of defensive reinforcement makes me happy. He hasn't played a competitive game for Manchester United for 19 months, which is very worrying. The 29-year-old was once billed as England's future captain, so he clearly had some ability in him. Maybe he's just passed it for the Premier League now. But if he's alone with United paying the majority of his wages still, it could be a decent option, especially if Tosin goes and we have 1 or 2 injury problems. Of course, you're going to hear new names this evening floating around. Looking at former players, it looks like Loftus-Cheek might be off to Burnley. Good luck. And Martin Taylor-Crossdale is looking for a move to QPR after having a trial yesterday. Whatever happens, we've got a fantastic squad. Let's hope we can keep hold of our core players and sign 1, 2, maybe 3 fresh faces for the club. Top of the league, let's go. Come on, you Whites. I know hats don't suit me, but it has a Fulham badge on it, and I like to show you something off every video. Please subscribe to stay in the loop on the latest news, match reaction, and all sorts of Fulham stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.